Hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve. I know I did, or at least we tried to. We decided to have a party at our Death Valley compound in our Quonset hut. Okay, we have that big metal prefabricated military barn type building. Oh gosh, we spent a few days cleaning it out with the shop vac and the dust buster and the air compressor, moving all the old tools to the back, hanging up all kinds of lights and tapestries and putting out comfy furniture and cushions, and oh gosh, we even brought down some of the mannequins. That's right. Say hello to 2022. He doesn't look very happy to be here. What's the matter, 2022? Don't worry, you can't possibly be as bad as 2021 or 2020. Am I right? Anyway, what a year it's been. I had a lot of big changes in my life this year, so I figured it might be a good idea to look back at what all happened to me in 2021. And I thought it would be a good idea to wear this outfit because this is how I started last year, dressed up like a rockette, tap dancing on the dry lake bed, talking about how I got my happy back. You might remember, if you've been watching my channel for a while, last January I'd kind of been in a funk, and so I made a video talking about how I cured that funk by dressing up like a rockette and coming out here to tap dance around the desert. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I did have some pretty dark days in 2021. And speaking of dark, sun's about to go down that mountain there, and I'm about to start freezing my tuchus off. Guess I won't be needing these anymore. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I've had some kind of gloomy times this past year, which I didn't really vlog about because I feel like no one wants to see that. People tune into this channel as a means of escape. No one wants to hear me boo-hoo-hooing about my first world problems, and Lord knows I do that often enough as it is. So I try not to talk too much about moody stuff here, both for the viewers' benefit and for my own, because I'm actually a huge believer in the old adage, fake it till you make it. You know, like, even if you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, if you put on a happy face, put on some makeup, put on a wig, put on a rockette's outfit, and go sing and dance in the desert, well, gosh, like 99 times out of 100, it'll actually work. If you just act happy, you will be happy. So here I am again. Looks like it's becoming an annual tradition of sorts. And if I'm lucky, this year, maybe, just maybe, my happy will stick around for good. But anyway, my 2021 was anything but boring. So without further ado, I'd like to present to you my year in review. This past year, I climbed a 100-year-old airmail beacon tower, stayed at a nudist camp in the Arizona desert, explored Baja California with a couple of speed demons, applied to join a moon mission, finally got my 100,000 subscriber award from YouTube, quit drinking coffee, ran afoul of a hot spring Nazi who bullied me into taking down a video, made margaritas on the Bonneville Salt Flat, bought a house in Death Valley, said goodbye to my little dog Freddy, left Las Vegas after 21 years of living there, killed a snake, but didn't incur the wrath of any animal rights activists until I made my cat poop outdoors. Whew! No wonder I'm so tired. Anyway, here are a few interesting facts about my YouTube channel in 2021. I'm still chugging along, trying to hit 200,000 subscribers. As of this video, I think I'm at 189,000. So to everyone who subscribed to my channel in 2021, thank you and welcome aboard. And my most viewed video of 2021, shocker, was me camping naked at that nudist campground down in the Arizona desert. I guess it was kind of a prime example of clickbait because, well, obviously I can't show nudity on YouTube if I want to monetize the video. So I was only able to shoot the footage, you know, like from my shoulders up or from like my knees down. So I'm sure people clicked on the video going, oh, I'm gonna see a naked girl camping. And then they were probably mighty disappointed to just see my shoulders and my kneecaps. But hey, what are you gonna do? That's the world we live in. So hopefully, if you watched that video, you weren't too disappointed. Anyway, that was my most viewed video. But the video that I made the most money off of was actually my video exploring the seedy side of Vegas, where I walked down Industrial Road. Okay, Industrial Road is kind of a, well, aptly named sort of grimy, gritty road that runs parallel to the famous Las Vegas Strip. But all the fancy casinos and restaurants and everything and the fountains and all them things like that, they're all on the Strip. Industrial Road is where, well, it's where all the other stuff that happens in Vegas happens. So, gosh, I didn't even expect that video to do so well. I kind of just made it as a last-minute thing because I wasn't able to travel and do an adventure video. So I thought, what can I shoot in my own backyard? Oh, I know. I'll walk down Industrial Road and just talk about it. Go figure. It ended up being my top-earning video of 2021. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making that video, and I had a lot of fun making the video where I was camping naked in Arizona. But my personal favorite video of 2021, well, it's actually kind of a tie. I really liked the video I made with my friend Scott down by the Salton Sea where we were trying to find that long abandoned hot spring. Oh my God, hot spring. It was like a hippie encampment back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I think. And then the government bulldozed it into oblivion, leaving not a trace. It took my friend Scott and me all day driving around the desert, looking at maps, doing research, triangulating, until we finally stumbled on the site where the hot spring used to be by finding all the old beer bottles. So we camped out there overnight and we collected a bunch of old broken glass, old beer bottles, and made a really cool mosaic in memory of the long gone but not forgotten OMG hot spring. So that was one of my favorite videos that I made in 2021. It's tied though with, I made one where I backpacked to some hot springs down near Ojai, California, Sespe Hot Spring. It was cold, it was winter like this, and well, the weather wasn't very good, so it was raining and it was miserable, and well, it was actually a two-part video. The first part, we went to Sespe Hot Spring and soaked in the hot water, and oh, it was so nice. But in the second part of the video, well, that's when it started raining, and we didn't even get to go to a very good hot spring the second day. It wasn't that hot of water. It was too dark to shoot footage of it. Like, it just sounds like it would have been a terrible video, but I liked it because conditions were so grim and miserable. This freezing cold rain falling, and we had to hunker down in this filthy shack and drink hot cocoa laced with scotch just to keep our morale up. And then I ended up having to sleep in that filthy shack. It was pretty rough. And the name of the video was Embracing the Suck. And that's what I was trying to do on that adventure. I knew it was going to be bad weather going into it. And to be honest, I'm not really that big on backpacking to begin with. You know, who wants to lug around a 25-pound pack and walk up and down mountains all day in the rain? But I did it anyways as a sort of, as a sort of practice experience to learn to embrace the suck. I think that's a saying like the Navy SEALs or somebody uses, like, you know, when times are really tough and circumstances are challenging, you know, you could sit around and complain about it and be miserable, or you could sort of figure out a way to embrace the suck and find some kind of warped enjoyment in it. And that's exactly what I did on that trip, which is why that video is tied for my second favorite of 2021. But enough about 2021. Looks like someone's getting jealous over here. So let's talk about the future, because believe it or not, I have a lot of big plans for 2022. Coochie, coochie, coo. Mwah. My first big exciting plan for 2022 is to start using new shampoo. Ooh! I know that probably doesn't sound like a very big exciting plan, but gosh, let me tell you something. Ever since I moved out here to Death Valley, I've noticed that no matter how often I wash my hair, it never really seems to feel clean. You know, it's not as fluffy and shiny as it was in Vegas. It always feels kind of heavy and filmy, like there's a residue on it. Well, at first I sort of assumed that had something to do with the water at my Death Valley compound. Like I've talked about in other videos, we have well water that we can't drink because it has high levels of arsenic and fluoride, among other things, I guess. And so I figured maybe that was doing something to my hair? Well, it took me a few months to get around to looking into it, but last night I Googled it, and come to find out, I guess that's kind of a common issue for people who use well water to wash their hair. You know, if your water comes out of a well instead of from a municipal water treatment facility, I guess it's pretty common, especially in areas with hard water, you know, water that has a lot of minerals in it. Well, those minerals coat your hair and cause a buildup over time, and, well, that makes it feel kind of heavy and dirty and not so fresh. You know, I miss my lustrous, shining, bouncing locks from Las Vegas. And, well, according to what I read online last night, there's some shampoos you can try using. And even before I do that, I also read where you can put a tablespoon of citrus juice, like lemon juice, or even vinegar, into a bottle of bottled water, and then just use that to rinse your hair after you're done washing it. So I'm gonna try that tonight because, golly, I'm tired of wearing all these wigs. What's that you say? Washing my hair isn't very exciting? Not to worry, 2022. I also have a lot of exciting plans for travel coming up. That's right, I haven't been able to travel around much to shoot videos lately because I've been busy moving, but I think I finally got everything situated and unpacked enough to where I can start taking some trips to shoot new videos. Because even though I love Death Valley and there's tons of interesting stuff in this area to shoot videos of, I am kind of getting cabin fever, and I want to explore other parts of the country. So look for that coming in 2022. And speaking of Death Valley, we have a lot of big plans coming up at the Death Valley compound this year, beginning with getting a new washing machine. What? You don't think a washing machine is exciting either? Well, it's not, but we have to get one. The washer at our new place never really worked right to begin with. I mean, it works, and it seems like it does clean clothes pretty good for the most part, but there's something wrong with the spin cycle. You know, when it goes into the spin cycle, well, it doesn't, and it leaves the clothes really wet and soggy so that you have to run them through the dryer like 3 times just to get them dry, or hang them out in the sun for 3 days. And so we've been dealing with that ever since we moved in, and, you know, it works okay, but it's just really kind of a pain. And, well, our electrician friend, Terry, who's staying with us, he actually turned the whole dang washer over and took out the old belt and replaced it because it was really worn, and we were hoping that would fix it, but unfortunately it didn't. So it's time to buy a new washing machine. Yeehaw! Come on now, it's not that boring. Anyway, aside from getting a new washing machine, most of our plans for the Death Valley compound revolve around trying to keep it cool in preparation for the coming summer. Because, yeah, it's friggin' freezing cold right now. There's snow on the mountains behind me. I don't know if you can see that. I'm freezing my tuchus off. Imagine what little 2022 is doing here in his diaper. Woo-wee! But guess what? In 4 months, it's going to be hotter than blazes again, and we need to get our place ready for that. So we've identified 3 different things we can do to try and keep the place from being as hot as it was last summer. Now, originally, we wanted to insulate the exterior of the house, you know, cover the whole exterior of the house with like rigid foam insulation panels, because we watched a bunch of videos and read online that that's a really effective method of keeping the sun from entering the walls in the first place. But that just turned out to be really complicated and expensive, and, well, my sister actually got really deep into the weeds reading about building science, if you know what that is. It's like the science of building smarter homes that are more energy efficient. And according to her research, it's actually better to shade your walls and windows to keep the sun from hitting them in the first place. So that's even more important than putting in double-paned windows, according to her research. So we decided to scrap the idea of getting double-paned windows. In fact, we already have, I think half the windows in the house are already double-paned anyways, but we're gonna just focus our efforts on putting up a shaded like porch around the west and south sides of the house, a slanted sort of awning or porch. So that'll block the rays of the sun from hitting the windows and, well, the walls too. So according to my sister's research, that's as effective as putting on exterior insulation and everything. So we'll see if that works. But I am going to get a double paned window put into my bedroom, because right now my bedroom doesn't even really have a window. It just has a piece of acrylic, like a porthole that they stuck up because it was covered with a a window air conditioning unit when we moved in. Well, my sister and Jim, our friend Jim that was staying with us helping us, he helped her take out that window unit. So now at least I have some sunlight, and they just put up a piece of acrylic. It's not even a real window. So I'm going to get me a double paned window. We're going to get us a shaded porch on the west and south sides of the house. And then we're going to get us a mini split. If you've never heard of a mini split, it's kind of like an air conditioner or a heater, but for a home that doesn't have ducts. We don't have duct work in the house. There's no attic with ducts. So basically it's kind of like a, gosh, I don't even understand the technology, but it's kind of a compressor or some kind of thing with coolant in it that sits outside the house. And then they drill holes in the walls and they run pipes to all the different rooms. And there's little units in each room that I guess blast out cold air. And again, I don't understand the technology behind it, but it's supposed to be way more efficient than air conditioning. And there is a place in Pahrump near where we live that does the install of those things. So hopefully we can get us a mini split, because not only does it work as an air conditioner, it also works as a heater in the winter. And I'm going to need a heater bad when I get home from shooting this video. I'll be honest with you. I came out here, it was still sunny, the sun was still up over the mountain, it wasn't that cold. I thought, sure, I'll run around in some hot pants and fishnets. What could go wrong? Oh, I'll tell you what could go wrong. The sun could go down behind the mountains and I could freeze my buttons off. So I better wrap this video up quick. Anyway, so we have all these big projects planned for the Death Valley compound. And well, that's all going to be very expensive. So I'm going to try something new. And that is, I'm going to start putting mid-roll ads in my videos. Okay, don't get mad, don't freak out. When you watch YouTube videos, there's usually commercials at the beginning, and then sometimes there's commercials at the end if you watch all the way to the end. Well, some videos, you might notice, there's a commercial break halfway through as well. And I don't do that, or I've never done that in my videos because, I don't know, I've never been one of those YouTubers who smash that subscribe button, make sure to ring the bell and hit like, and follow me on Patreon if you want to support the channel, blah, blah, blah. I don't do all that stuff because I don't want to be annoying. And so I never put those ads halfway through my videos because I thought that might be considered annoying. And hopefully it isn't, because I need to make some extra money to pay for all these projects. So I'm going to try running those for a bit. And hopefully I don't lose too many subscribers because of it. I don't know, I figure you can just use the time to go take a pee break or go get a bucket of popcorn or something. But anyway, aside from all that BS, my main plan for 2022 is to just get back to enjoying life as much as possible. You know, I have so much to be thankful for. There's really no need to waste any time being down in the dumps. Like I said, I had my share of ups and downs in 2021, but I tried to keep this quote in mind. And I can't remember who said this quote or where I read it, but it came back to me in full force a few weeks ago when I made that video at that solar power plant with all the mirrors that were reflecting the rays of the sun into those towers of boiling salt. I can't even remember the exact quote. I tried to look it up last night, but I couldn't find it, so either I imagined the whole thing or I made it up myself, but it was something like, when you're depressed, all you need to do is adjust your internal mirror to reflect the sunshine. You know, sometimes our internal mirrors get stuck and forget to follow the sunshine. So when things start getting dark and gloomy and cold, well, maybe all you have to do is give your internal mirror a little nudge and point it in the right direction. I just thought that was such an interesting idea. It really stuck with me. And I actually wanted to bring it up in the video I made at that solar power plant, but there was so much else going on there that it slipped my mind. So here it is now. I hope it can help some others of you as much as it helped me. And as a matter of fact, well, I might be able to try it out on 2022 here. There's still a few rays of sunshine coming over the mountains in the gathering winter gloom. Let me just see if I can focus them with my mirror on 2022 and cheer him up. Turn your mirror around. Turn that frown upside down. Hey! Just a little hair and you'll be all right. Anyway, that's my plan for 2022. Keep my mirror tilted towards the sunshine. And maybe, with any luck, just like at that solar power plant, It'll give me all the energy I need to get me through all the adventures I have planned this coming year. Anyway, whew, I'm going home to put on some warm clothes. I'm freezing! Happy New Year! Rah!